Assalamualaikum and hello. My name is Nafazura binti Hanifah. In my presentation today, I will explain about Salient Shariah issues in contemporary application of Murabahah. Riba is an interest which is making money despite lending money. For example, if you want to buy an item that costs 2,000 ringgit in a traditional bank but you do not have cash right now, so you borrow 2,000 ringgit and must pay the bank back over time with interest like 2,200 in total. However, charging and paying interest that is called riba is not allowed in Islamic finance. Instead, they use a system called Murabahah, which is a bank lending system that relies on cost plus pricing rather than interest charges to avoid violating Islamic laws against predatory lending. For instance, the bank sells the item to you for 2,200 ringgit because it costs 2,000 ringgit and the 200 is for charging profit. Basically, the bank tells you how much exactly the item costs and how much profit they are making. It is transparent, honest, and has no hidden fees. In addition, Islamic banks also have no extra penalties, which is if you are late to make a payment, the bank cannot keep adding interest on your debt. One of the main issues is paper trade. When a bank needs to earn some quick cash, a bank will give an overnight loan to another bank. They will use a contract where they trade actual commodities like thousands of tons of crude palm oil to make it halal. But in reality, none of them actually wants the oil, no trucks ever move, and no one ever cooks with it. For example, Bank A buys the oil from a broker and sells it to Bank B. Then, Bank B will sell it right back to another broker for cash. Thus, the scholars were uneasy about this because the oil is just a ghost asset on paper to pass money back and forth to generate a fixed profit. That leads to losses the real economic spirit of Islamic banks and begins to look like a forbidden conventional interest loan. The second main issue is benchmark issue. Islamic banks have been calculating the charge of profit on their contract based on conventional bank interest rates, but not Islamic economic charge. It causes a huge public image problem even though it is allowed in Shariah because the trading structure is halal. Most people might think that Islamic banking is not unique, fair and free from conventional interest because the prices and profit rates look the same with conventional banks. In the end, this shows the conventional benchmark make it hard for Islamic banks to achieve their real goal to be an independent and fair economy. One of the solutions for paper trade issues is checking whether trading is real or not. First of all, the Shariah auditors must do surprise spot checks on the trading platform in order to make sure that the oil is not just on a paper. This is because banks must have a real transaction receipt, serial numbers, and proof that the commodities actually exist in real warehouse, which is required by law. Next, solution for benchmark issues is creating a valid Islamic trading. In Malaysia, it created its own system called Islamic Interbank Rate in order to stop Islamic banks for completely identical with conventional interest rates. Islamic banks look at this pure Islamic benchmark to determine their profit percentages instead of using conventional bank benchmark. In conclusion, Murabahah is an amazing tool that was designed to keep banking fair, valid, and bring balance to our economy. However, it must be protected from paper trades and benchmark issues by fixing it or checking whether the trading is real or not and creating a valid Islamic trading. That concludes my presentation. Thank you all for your time and attention.